Hello, everyone, and happy Saturday. I hope you all are doing well. I am graced, huh? I am graced to have the opportunity to just be next to this beauty right here. Um,
Hi guys.
so I want her to introduce herself to you, and go ahead. Special
I
guest.
My name is Jonet Tirado, but you can just call me Joe because I know that's sometimes confusing for people. But yeah, I am a Jax native. I don't really know what she wants me to introduce and say, but
What do you do? What do you like to do?
I like to learn about health and wellness. I like to do hair extensions.
Mm.
These beautiful things I have in here. They're some of my favorite things to do. And I like to dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, if you happen to join us live, just let me know that you are in the midst. If you are watching the replay, very good. Okay.
Good
Very
job.
good. Good job.
Good job.
Good job that you're watching the replay. And let me know that you have watched the replay and that you have enjoyed it if you have.
Yeah. Drop some fire emojis, you know?
Fire emojis. Drop
Fire.
them.
Drop it.
Just drop it like it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go there. Drop it like it's hot and it's just going to be okay. So again, happy Saturday. We are recording this we're going live and it's going to stay on the pages.
Mm-hmm.
It is Saturday, July the
30th.
okay.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's July the 30th, and I'm sure that you all are hanging out with your families and having a good time. But you know what? We're getting ready to start August, and we are now more than half of the year. And so, being that we are more than half of the year, that means that 2022 is almost done.
That's mind blowing.
How do you feel about that?
It's mind blowing. I feel
Yeah.
like it's every year. I feel like I it just keeps going faster and faster. Like I feel like we're in it, and you're excited for the new year, and then you look up and you're like, I have 4 months left.
Mm-hmm.
Where did the year go?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. And I think, just really bringing that perspective as we start August, which is going to be Monday. As we start August, it is, I mean, what are we doing?
Really?
Let me just dive right into it. What are we doing with 2022? And
Yeah.
and I think that's, I what did I title the
I thought that was
live?
Nico.
Huh?
I thought that was Nico making noise. I'm like,
Oh,
he's tearing up your
that's Honey.
vest,
Honey is in the other room,
babe.
babe.
Mm-hmm.
And so, hello. He we'll come back and do another live with him. But anyway, what are we doing with the rest of this year? Because when I think of so many things that we have given our attention to, right? We've given our attention to the noise around us. We've given our attention to procrastination. We've given our attention to delays and excuses. And so now at this point, it's August. So that means, you only have a couple more months and then we're going to head into a whole nother year. And so what is your thoughts of now it's August, now what?
Yeah. What are your intentions? Like, what are my intentions set for the remainder of time that I have in the year? And I
Mhm.
don't think that I'm just speaking for myself. I don't necessarily think when we get towards the end of the year, like what my intentions are. I'm
Mhm.
I'm focused on what I didn't complete that I said that I was going to, instead of, well, you still have 5 more months left. What are you going to do with those months versus harping on what you didn't get done in the previous, 7, 8 months? So I, we talk a lot about intention. I want to be more intentional just in my daily everything that I do, because I feel I've seen a lot of different quotes and have been hearing a lot of different people talk about the importance of daily intention that sets the trend for your habits that will create your life. And so that's what I'm personally working on, trying to get better at.
Yeah.
My daily intention.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's real. Like, we are, I don't think I can shake that yet. Just the fact that we are getting ready to head into August, and you know, I agree, we all have to focus on our daily intention, and we, in order for us to live an intentional life. But the fact of the matter is, and not that it's going to delay us even at this point, but from January to August, what have you accomplished? And if we have not accomplished anything, it's time to start. And so I think I titled this live, what's holding you back? Because, 2021, I'm sorry,
2022.
2022 is ending, and 2023 will start in just a couple more months. And so, in a minute we're going to be at Thanksgiving. Then between Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's a blank, and then we're at somebody's New Year's party. We throwing confetti and, you know what I mean, blowing up stuff. You know what I mean?
The ball is rolling again.
Yeah, the ball's gonna drop, and there we go. We start all over again. And so I think that it's an intentional conversation that needs to be had, and we're gonna have it. So, what do you think holds people back from really having a successful year? And better yet, what was one thing or two things or some stuff that you want to share with our guests, our audience out there, whoever you are, okay? And if you're joining us
wherever
live,
you are,
yeah, just let me know. Hey, Sylvia, I'm here, but I just don't want to say nothing. Just can you just
say
that?
I'm not gonna participate, but I'm here.
I'm here. Just I'm not gonna say anything. But there you go.
Yeah, I am just gonna keep speaking personally because I feel like this is probably directed towards me in a subtle way that she did this. That she thinks that it's not, but
no, it's not.
I for sure do things because I know her.
That is so funny.
I just now I'm getting it.
That is not true.
I'm getting it now.
Listen. Let me set the record straight. That is not true, peeps. My thought process is always to help people move forward, and you know that.
Yeah, you're gonna use this live to help.
No, my thought process is always what can I do to help you move forward? And so it is not directed towards you. It is to help the people to move forward. So now,
again, what was your question?
What is one thing or something that you want to share that has held you back from really having a successful year? And not that you have, look, peeps, not that we don't accomplish things, we do.
Yeah.
But I was even telling Andrew the other day, there is more for us to experience. There's more for us to do. There's more for us to focus on. And so if we're not getting to that point, to the there is more, what is holding you back? Yeah. And for those that are watching us live, you can chime in too. What's holding you back? Yeah. So there we go.
One major thing is, I think it's just for anybody, is the fear of saying that you're going to do something, setting the intention to do it, and then not doing it, and then having to go back and tell not even anybody you have to report to, but just if it's something that you put out there and it didn't happen, whether you told people or you didn't, nobody wants to feel like I failed at something. And I think people are just scared of failure. But what I'm learning from not just successful people, but listening to different people that have had success, their podcasts or in their businesses or whatever, they're telling me and us people that that is a part of success. Like you cannot get there without failing, and it almost needs to be what you look for more, because you will fail more than you succeed in certain things. So fear of failure, and I don't know what you would call it, but just like a fear of not being equipped enough, I guess, or like being not being up to par to complete whatever it is that I feel like I want to do. I feel like that creates in me procrastination and just like halts me from doing it, because I'm like, well, I don't feel like I know enough yet, or
Yeah,
I
so
don't.
it's the fear of not feeling as though you are equipped
Right.
to carry out whatever that thing is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Consistently.
Yeah.
Like I can learn about it, or have 1,000 people tell me that they think that I could, but it's more of, I guess, a belief in myself that I don't, that I am not ready yet. But it's not necessarily that I don't think I am, because I have all the ideas and I have all of the, I want to do this or that. But then when it comes time to like step out on it and fulfill it, I think it's like that comes back in my mind of like, oh crap, well, what if you're not as good as you think you are to do X, Y, Z.
And I think personally that so many people wrestle with that. And it's an internal wrestle that they don't want other people to know about, right? And so instead of me, talking that over with a trusted source or even a safe place, then I won't say nothing and I won't do anything, and so therefore I won't move forward. But I think out of everything that you said, that right there, to feel as though you are not equipped, but really you can only teach what you know.
Yeah.
And what you know, oh, I tell you,
Here comes, peeps. It's coming. Are you guys ready?
And listen, what you know, that there is someone that needs to know that. And I think, let's just be honest.
You need to pause. Say that one more time and just hit me up.
It hit you
30 seconds after.
Right? You can only teach what you know. And what you've taught them and what you know is exactly what that person needs. There's an audience for that. And so many times we think that we need to have this grandiose, I'm using big words. We need to have this grand audience, and we need to give this great huge show for it to be successful.
Yeah.
And that's not where it lies. Where it lies is that the knowledge that you have on the inside, whatever it is that you're ready and willing to share that out to someone. And let me tell you something, the way life works, the right person will hear it.
Yeah.
So, Jonet sells Auburn, right? And I mean, I don't know much about the company itself, but tell a little bit about Arbonne, and then I have something to share about.
So funny, it's Arbonne.
See,
I'm sure you guys have somewhat. They're like, what is she talking about? Arbonne. Now you guys know what it is.
I say it wrong.
It is a health and wellness company that we've been around for 42 years now. And so the products that we have, it's a very huge product line, about 400, 500 products that we sell, but it's all nutrition, makeup, skincare, like body products. But they're very, the main thing that sets them apart from others is the ingredients. So we are a non-toxic company, and not just like we're cruelty free and vegan. It's down to even like the molecular level of how they're made. Um, we just don't allow a lot of product or a lot of toxicity into our products because we are going by the European standards. So that's a whole another thing that I could break down. But basically, we ban like over 2,000 different ingredients from our products so that we can give them out to our clients, knowing that they are getting clean and sustainable products. But I love them because it is an easy way to get things into your daily life if you're not ready to just like 360 everything that you now do and then go into this crazy like healthy lifestyle. You can implement just one thing at a time or a bundle of things or whatever, and just to start to get yourself into a healthier lifestyle, because as we can all see, the world is going crazy and there's so many health problems, so it's always good to take care of yourself.
So that is just a little bit about the company, and you are a consultant with the company, and but here's the thing, is that there are people that have a little bit more knowledge than Jonet does.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying, not saying, I'm saying it in that way of like they expand even more.
Right. They can go into depth, but here's what I want to. This is what I want to share, is that what you shared just then, somebody needs to hear that. Yeah. And here's the thing, is that when we don't share, the person that needed, when we don't share what the knowledge that we do have, the person that needed to hear it, they're not going to hear it. And I tell you, like, there's some people that need the in-depth, all around history from A to Z, right? They have an audience for that. But there's some that says, hey, I've heard of it, but I need you to give me just a little quick in and out, right? And so they can make their decision based off of the quick in and out. But if we don't share that, then they're not going to know. But I'm really trying to dig into right now is that whatever you have, you need to go forth in that. Yeah. And don't let yourself, I think I even posted this last night. You are your only limit, right? Just keep going. Don't limit yourself.
I think that is in combination though too with what do you believe about yourself? Because I think I said it earlier without even noticing, but now I'm thinking back to what I said. It is my lack, I hate to say that word, but my lack of belief in myself to accomplish whatever it is. And I think that could be rooted in a lot of different things. I don't necessarily know exactly why on the spot I wouldn't believe in myself enough to do something, but I can tell that also plays a part in me allowing fear to hold me back, because it's like, okay, well, what if, I don't know, whatever you think, what if so and so, like what were you and Andrew were just talking about this, somebody else has already done it, so I think I sent you a video about it or something the other day, like, oh well, someone's already done this, so I don't need to do it. Like there was a lady who was creating like her own.
Oh yeah. She was doing candy apples,
and her friend was like, "Well, why don't you go on line and do a shop or whatever?" And she was like, "Oh, well, she went and investigated and went and saw that there were other people that were already doing candy apples, so I'm not going to do it." And she's like, "So why are you not going to do it?" And she just kept saying, "Well, because somebody's already doing it." And she told her finally, but nobody's doing it like you're doing it. And I think what scares a lot of people too is if there's a lot of saturation in a certain place, like, oh, well, this market is way too saturated, I'm not going to get into it. Like I feel like the financial market has been like education market where you can go and learn about stocks or whatever, has been fully saturated probably for 20 plus years. There's still people coming out with financial literacy books, whatever, a new way to understand this or whatever. So it does just go to show you, like, somebody may need whatever it is that you're going to say it in that way. It may not take off to be billions of people are doing whatever, but even if it was 100,000 people versus 1 billion people, those 100,000 people needed to hear or learn from you from whatever your perspective of that specific subject was.
Correct. And And I tell you, that right there, dang, is so life changing when you allow it to be.
Yeah.
And it also helps you see that your life and your gift matter.
Has value.
It has value.
You just made that.
We just need to let that sink in, right? It's just having a moment, y'all.
It's falling over here.
She's tripping. Listen, that right there, don't underestimate or ignore the value that you hold, right? And so you cannot even allow your thought process of what you think, because a lot of times we will limit ourselves based off of what we think about us.
Yeah.
And I tell you, you have so much on the inside that you're not even giving yourself credit for. Just like I tell people, like you are holding so much pressure over yourself for your own life that it's making you not even enjoy your life. But you have to take that pressure off. I'm sorry.
She keeps saying things, and I'm like, whoa.
You have to take the pressure off and really hone in and to see yourself as golden here on earth. You are. And it took me a very long, and I'm not saying that I'm perfect in it, but I struggled in that because I compared myself to other people, right? And a lot of people won't talk about how they compare. People still comparing, and it's still holding you back or putting you in a hole, right? Putting you in a very, very dark hole because you're comparing yourself to other people. Pull yourself out of that, right? It's almost like you gotta pull yourself, step away, right? Get out of the big picture, pull yourself so you can see, hey, there is more to me that I'm giving myself credit for.
Yeah.
Or there's more to me that I'm really acknowledging. And it's okay to look at yourself in the mirror and say, dang, girl, you got it going on. It's okay. We have to do that. You got to practice that. And it's a part of acknowledgement. And, acknowledging, hey, I am valuable. Hey, I am worthy, right? You are worthy. You're worthy to have joy and have peace and have overflow and abundance. You are worthy to see things being manifested in your life. Like, you are worthy of that. It's your life is not just being lived so you can look at other people and admire them and follow them and heart them, and sow into them and not sow into yourself, and not heart
and
yourself.
Say, let's go.
Let's go.
Go, Tina. Okay. You need to what? Let's go, Sylvia.
Let's go. You got to cheer yourself on. Yeah. And so that I do believe that is a huge gap. That is a huge gap in where we are right now that delays us, and that is how you are viewing you. I think that's it is. That's it.
Yeah.
It's how you're viewing you, what you're saying to yourself, what you think about yourself. Some people don't even like themselves, and that's a whole nother deal. You know what I mean? Yeah. Do you like yourself? Right? Do you love yourself? And so that is a huge gap. And so one of the things that I've been focusing on is like, I need to fall in love with what I'm doing. I need to fall in love with me. I need to fall in love, with whatever that thing I'm focused on. Because if I fall in love with it, look.
I also think people fall in love with the potential of who they could be. And while, yes, it does, you do need to always be striving to be better and all of that for your future self and all of that. But we are alive in the present. So if you don't like yourself in the present, or you don't, value yourself or where you are right now or what you've accomplished up until this point either, that can hold you back too. Always being like, well, when I get to this level of my success or career, then I'll be happy with myself. And it's like, okay, well, what if that day doesn't come? I'm
That's
not saying that it won't or that you can't reach for this is where I want to be and this is where I am now. I'm not saying don't reach for that. I'm just saying I feel like we just get stuck on that. Like, well, well, I'll give myself credit whenever I hit, I don't know, whatever, influencers when they hit 10,000 followers. Okay, well, right now you have 5. Mm-hmm, what are you going to do with the 5 that you have versus waiting to feel this happiness or like you've really done something or finally I'm being noticed for XYZ once I get to this. It's like, well, what do you like about where you are right now? Because this is where you are right now. Like, right. I was literally just thinking, I had a thought about like what I was doing last week. I'm like, that does not exist. Like, it doesn't exist anymore. My yesterday, when we just started this call 20 minutes ago, that 20 minutes ago does not exist anymore. It is just literally where you are right now in the moment. And I feel like so much of the past and the future can also hold you back, like, because you're just waiting and thinking about, well, so either I'm living in regret or I'm just waiting for this something to come. And it's like, okay, so what are you gonna do now? Good. Like, in right. the now,
in the now, and just staying in that same rhythm. You have, it is imperative. There is, it's so important for you to be in the now and be committed to the now with a heart to excel for the future.
Yeah.
Right? And this is not discrediting or cutting off what, where you want to go.
Right.
But a lot of times we look at only where we want to go. And then therefore we're not committed to the right now.
Yeah.
Right? So you got to fall in love with right now. You got to be committed to the right now with hopes and with a heart of expectation of what's to come, right? Because that means I have to be a good steward.
Yeah. What you do right now is
matters.
What's going to get you to
right.
what you want then.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. And at the end of the day, look, we've all been to that place where it's been a struggle to get from where we were to where we are right now. Because a lot of times people are still living in where they were, right? Whether it was past things, past jobs, past, with past people, past relationships, you know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, they're still living there. Yeah. Okay. Here's the public service announcement. You're not there. Say it again. You're not there. You're not there. I feel like I need to say something. That was the past. The past had its own stage. That stage is closed. Stop going back and trying to grace that stage all over again. It's holding you back. So there is a right now and what is to come that is going to thrust you forward. Focus there. Yeah. Be committed to that, and you will see life change drastically for you. Yeah. And this is not, I'm not saying that you won't have to endure challenges, whatever case may be. Yes, you will. However, your heart to stay committed to what you are doing and your heart to see yourself differently is going to push you forward and help you have the best rest of the year ever. Every day I wake up, and I've told those that are in my group, there you gotta have a heart of expectation. I wake up expecting something great to happen. I even, in my time of meditation, prayer in the morning, I am expecting something great to happen. Now, there are days, I had 2 days last week that I literally just wanted to wipe the desk clean and throw everything in the garbage can. Like, period. And so we are not exempt from days like that. But that did not give me an excuse to stop, right? It I literally had to quiet myself, quiet my soul, right? Quiet the noise around me so I could keep going. Right? I had to learn how to do that. So it wasn't a thing of I'm complaining about it. I mean, I even told Jonet while I was on the way to an appointment, and she's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "The morning that we've had, and I found myself even in that, like I found myself trying to get emotional about it. And I told her we don't even have to talk about it, and she was like, "Okay, well, let what we're gonna do right now is pray about it." Then you pray for your friend.
I did. I don't think she was expecting it.
I was about to say she was not. She was not.
She was like, "Whoa, oh, you're gonna do it." Okay.
I mean, she went right into it, and I appreciate that. But it was, you don't necessarily have to go into, if you had a bad moment or a bad morning, you don't necessarily have to talk about everything. Come on, settle your mind.
So much more power,
and
energy to keep flowing throughout your day.
Right. I was like, no. What we're gonna do is we're gonna set some things in the atmosphere that's gonna turn this still day around, and it actually did. Right. To even it kind of leveled off,
just smoothed it a little bit, and just smoothed it.
And then the next day,
and then we were good. And then, that's okay. If she's gonna have 2 days out of the whole month, or I would even say
the whole year,
6 months or whatever, that she just has, like, it's just a very off period.
So off.
And it's very
so
off
awkward
for me because I don't know what to do with it. I'm like, what's happening here?
So
I'm like
crazy.
texting, no response. Okay, that's weird. I'm gonna try not to blow up your phone. I'm just gonna let you be.
Let me be. And so, I would never want anything to delay my life. I want y'all, whatever is causing delay in your life, change it. You gotta change it. And the first step is you viewing yourself differently.
Huge. I was just gonna say last thing. So I'm listening to the Ed Milet podcast. They were talking about like the economy, whatever, all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. And the guy that was on there, he was like, how do you prepare for, the shift that's coming with the recession, whatever people don't think it is. I don't really care. That's not what the point is. The point is they were talking about that, and he's like, how do people set themselves up for success when they know that something like this is coming? Mm-hmm. And he said the number one thing, because both of them, I guess, have built their businesses or whatever during times that are like this. Like, a lot of people think you do it when it's in the good times, but a lot of people build their businesses when it's bad times. And he was like, the number one thing is to work on your mindset and yourself first. Because you cannot go out and do anything consistently, stick with it, make any changes that are going to stick or stay consistent if in your mind you're always back and forth. And I feel like that is what it is with like procrastination or whatever else too that holds you back. You're just, all right, today I feel I'm in it. I'm going to do it, and then something happens, or you read something and you're like, oh, I didn't know that about what it is I was about to talk about, or I don't feel like I'm watching her do her video, and that's not what I'm going to sound like when I'm doing it, so I'm not going to do it. And it's like the back and forth of like,
in your mind.
I'm in it, and then I'm not. And then, so it's like, it really is like she's saying, work on you, like who you are. And then everything else will begin to align because you won't have that constant battle. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we're on the upswing. hopefully for that with me, but that is for sure.
But I tell you what, though, you can't, and I've learned this. I cannot live my life based off of how I feel. Cannot. If you know, when people wake up in the morning and just they'll say, I'm just not feeling it, you have just put that in the atmosphere. And so whatever you put out in the atmosphere, it will obey you. Why? Because we are powerful beings. Right? There's power in what we say. And so as soon as I say it, whatever I say has to obey.
You heard that? Nico included.
Whatever I say, it has to obey. And so we have to be careful what we say in the atmosphere. So if you wake up and be like, I'm just not feeling it today, that's what you put in the atmosphere. And so that's what your atmosphere and your ecosystem is going to be filled with, right? And that's basically negativity, right? And so if you wake up and be like, oh, well, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, here's the news. It is not a wrong side of the bed. It's your mind, right? And so why you gonna blame that on your mattress? That's not. How you people gonna blame their attitude on a mattress? You
I
can't
never
do
did
that.
understand that.
It's either
I mean,
the
I
right
never
side
said
or
it.
the left side. It's not a wrong side, but it's a mind thing, right?
Either the right side
so
or the left side.
so here's the thing, is that
What do we want the people to take away the most?
I'm about to say it.
Okay.
Biggest thing is that you have to view yourself differently. You have to view yourself as worthy of receiving all great things in life. You got to view yourself as one that nothing will stop you and you can do it, right? You got to view yourself as one that does not compare themselves to anybody else, right? I mean, Andrew and I could compare ourselves to other printers. We're not going to, because we know that what we have, somebody else needs, right? And if
And it's
they,
also not always necessarily about the product.
right,
Like, yes, I'm sure there's plenty of people that do product the same as they do it, whatever. It's the person. It's the
it's
interaction that they're
experience.
getting with her and Drew that will set them apart from other people. There could be somebody else that's printing, let's just say they have way more machines, they have whatever, more people to work for them, they can do it quicker, whatever, but they have a nasty attitude, or they are just very short, they don't really care, they don't care about the customer having a good experience. So then they meet Sylvia and Drew, and yeah, it may not be able to be done in a day like the other company because they have all of these other things at their advantage, but I like how you make me feel when I'm spending my money with you or whatever. That's going to carry so much weight versus, okay, well, this person can get it done.
Yeah.
You know?
So good. So good. But you have to see yourself as that.
Yeah.
And when we see ourselves differently and we speak that negativity in the atmosphere, it will hold you back. It will delay your life, not just a season, the whole life. Because now you pick up cycles, right? How do you pull yourself out of a cycle? You see yourself differently. You see yourself as a powerful being, that what I say, it changes things, right? If I say something, it has to obey what I'm saying. And so I speak differently. I move differently. You know what I mean? I have a different rhythm. And so yeah, that's a takeaway from today.
Yeah, I agree.
You want to add to the takeaway?
I feel like that was a pretty good takeaway to
Hi, Mona.
sum everything we set up. Hi.
That's right. Speak your success. And you can't blame other people for you not being successful. I'm not going to blame somebody else for me not being successful. I am successful.
You saw my face.
Mm.
Don't do that.
I am successful. Like, you got to say that every morning. That's your expectation. What is my expectation? That my name is on the heart of major decision makers that can help change the course of my family's life.
Yeah.
Come through.
I think it's great for you to surround yourself, or make sure whoever you're surrounding yourself with, though, is also in that same type of mindset. Because, like you guys are seeing, I'm saying I'm in the workings of getting myself out of, like she's saying, the cycle of, not seeing myself a certain way, and so therefore holding myself back. And not that she's saying she's perfect, but she's someone who's gone through the cycles and who is on the other side of that, in the sense of she's not consistently repeating this, like, oh well, I don't really know if I'm gonna be, you know what I mean, like she stepped out of it, regardless of whether she wants to be put on the spot for that or not. But I'm saying I have her in my life because she's somebody I can look to now and say, okay, well, this is how she did it.
I mean,
no, it's not. We're not gonna get emotional.
My tear ducts.
So,
oh Lord.
But I'm saying it to say that is my takeaway, is making sure that you have people like that around you, because if you don't, it's going to be impossible. Like, she will, yes, hear me out, and she will let me, say whatever the frustration is, but she's not going to agree with me if I'm saying I don't feel like I'm good enough to do X, Y, and Z because of X, Y, and Z. She's like, okay, great, I hear you. I understand what you're saying, but this is what we're going to say instead. And it does annoy you the first few times. I'm just going to let you know.
Look, it is what it is. And I'm pretty sure she still gets annoyed by it.
1,000,000%. Yeah. But we just walked through it.
It's fine.
But it's helped me change my mindset in those moments of like, no, I'm not where I want to be exactly, but I see people, and not just her. I have lots of people that I've, and she does too, that are still around her, like, hey, this is not what we're going to settle into, and can call out your greatness and all of that. It is important to have people like that, because if not, your mind will allow you to go back to what you were doing before, questioning yourself, second guessing yourself, procrastinating, all of the above. So I think your circle, your community, whoever it is that you have influence in your life, you need to make sure that there's somebody who has, for sure, at least gotten to a place further than where you are.
Yeah.
Yes, you can walk with people that are going through the same thing, but you have to have people that are further along to
you have to have somebody. You have to have somebody that you look up to.
Yeah, and be the example of, like, I'm not just talking it, I've done it, and I can show you how.
And here I want to say two things. Number one, thank you. That was very nice of you to say that. I don't take that lightly. I wasn't expecting that. I was just like the prayer. It's like, okay, thank you for praying. Really this week. Well, listen, it's a couple things I want to say. Number one is that you do have to have somebody that you look up to, right? And that person inspires you, right? It doesn't mean that you have to be just like that person.
They're perfect, and they're not allowed to make mistakes.
Correct. They're not perfect. They have their days, they have their moments, but you still look up to them. Now, let me just share this. Somebody's looking up to you, right? And we're not talking about little Alba, because y'all see Alba on the live.
Shout out to Alba.
Alba, go Alba. She can hold her own, especially on camera. She can hold her own.
I do have something else to say.
That's what she said. Alba, do you have anything else to say? Yes. Okay. But, somebody is looking up to you right where you are. Not that, and the thing is that if your mind is not in a good place, and if it's not stable, then you will downplay the knowledge that you have that they need as they look up to you. You see what I'm saying? And so people look up to you where you are, right? So that's how we got to be careful what we're doing, how we're doing it, and stuff of that nature. Now, I'm just trying to think, do I want to share this now, or do I want to do a part 2? I want to do part 2. And when I heard this, well, I will share it part two. We'll do it sometime within the next couple of days. But when I heard this, it changed everything, and I wanna say it so bad, but I just feel in my heart I just need to wait until the next time. So we will do a part two of what's holding you back, because we are at August. It's time to do something, right? It's time out for the excuses, right? We've used enough excuses for the year. It's time to do it. Just like Nike said, just
Do
do
the
it.
dang thing.
Just do it. So anyway,
I'm sorry. I was
so anyway,
in the
um,
moment.
I know this. Whoever has watched this, tuned into it, you didn't have to comment anything. I hope it was sinking in your heart and your mind. Those that watched live, or even those that are watching the replay right now, you needed this. I know you did. And so I would appreciate if you could tell somebody else, tag them in it, or share it with them. You could put it in their instant messenger if you don't want them to know that you're going to share it publicly. You know, that's what the saints do.
Don't do that.
Just share with somebody else, because if I said to Andrew this morning, we were just having a conversation. I'm like, if you don't like where you are, I wasn't talking to him specifically, but just things that I think about. If you don't like where you are, change it.
That will be the number one advice that any of these gurus or whoever give you. They're literally going to tell you, if you don't like something, it's not going to change just because you don't like it. If you have to do something different.
You have to. And one more thing. If you don't like where you are, change it. You have the power to change it. Also, like Jonet said, make sure that you are surrounded by the right people. And part number two, I want us to dig into that, because I have a quote from someone. I mean, it changed my life.
Blow your socks off.
It did. I actually have it written down right here. This is my little packet that I write things down, and I keep them very close to me, right? So these are, things, that declarations that I even put on sticky notes. Why? It's my business. And and so this is the one right here I'm gonna talk about. Part two. Thank God it's gonna help. And so
y'all are not ready for what's over there.
And so anyway, we'll come for part two, but I definitely want to say, as much needed. Look, these are things that people just don't want to dig into. You'll say, I know, but what's going to change from it? And number one is the way that you view you. And I've said to a few of my friends, like, I see so much in you. And I'm sure that people can say the same thing about me. Like, you see so much in me that you're just not doing, right? Like, you see so much in me that I'm just not doing. Why is that? Because I have to view myself differently. And so that's just something for you all to think about. But anyway, thank you for allowing us time to share with you. It is, I love doing lives.
Same.
And side note, I'm gonna start there's a thing called Lita live every day in August, and I'm going to get started on August 1. And so every day, I mean, I love going live.
How about it?
Okay. Okay.
Just had a moment.
Anyway, so yeah. So much there.
Thank you guys for joining and tuning in. Thank you for watching the replay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. And but for real, thank you for just listening in, because I know sometimes when people get on live and it's like, oh gosh, here they are, they're talking again. But neither of us would get on. At least I wouldn't if I didn't really feel like it was something that could help somebody. Because the older that I get, it's just like what I love to do. I like to see light bulbs turn on for people, and if it's something that I can share to help, then I'm all for it, and I know she is too. So
Absolutely. And for those that are just logging on and you see our faces, go back and watch the replay because it's something that you need to listen to. You gotta listen to it. All right.
And we're coming for you, part 2. Can you tell that I tried to do YouTube at
right. We're coming for you, part 2. And so have a beautiful day. Today is Saturday. Enjoy your day. And we will see you all soon. Love y'all.
Bye.
Do your fingers. Yeah. Peace. I didn't say do the tongue thing.
It's okay. Wait, are we still on?
Yes.
Okay.
Do it. There you go. All right. Bye, y'all.
I could not.